everyone, this is Joanne coming to you live from New York. I'm also known as #UnicornBoss. So as you guys are jumping online tonight, go ahead and hit me up with some unicorn emojis because those are my jam. If you're grabbing me live, go ahead and leave me a number 1. And if you're catching me on the replay, go ahead and leave me a number 2. So super excited tonight, you guys. We're going to do a little bit of a chit chat about fasting just in general. It's a question I get a lot, and I know some of you guys have requested that I do a video specifically on fasting and intermittent fasting. So being that I'm in the middle of a 60-hour fast, I thought I would go ahead and pop on and share that with you guys tonight and share some of my best tips and tricks. So I see a bunch of you guys jumping online. Welcome. If you're grabbing me live, go ahead and leave me a number 1. And if you're catching me on the replay, go ahead and leave me a number 2. By the way, if you're a brand new friend, don't forget to go ahead and comment new below so that way I can circle back around and connect with you. And if we're not yet friends yet, don't forget to go ahead and send me a friend request and hit follow. And to follow, you can just click on my face and it'll take you over to my page, and from there you can click on follow. I want to make sure you don't miss out on any of the fun keto things that we do here on my page. So welcome everybody. Let me go ahead and say hi to a few people that are jumping on. Hey Luna, hi Joanne, hi Bethany, hey Matt. Thanks for joining. So I just wanted to do a little bit of a chit chat about fasting just in general tonight. I am in the middle of a 60-hour fast, so feeling super high vibe, really great today. By the way, happy Unicorn Monday, everybody. So feel free to comment in there and let me know how your Monday is going. So I've had a lot of questions and people have been asking me to do a video on fasting and kind of explain the benefits. So we're going to be talking about the benefits of fasting tonight. We're going to be talking about the importance of water, the symptoms of dehydration, and then I'm going to share my very favorite tips and tricks for fasting with you all. So if you guys fast, and if you're keto, don't forget to comment keto. Let me know how long you've been on the journey. And if you enjoy fasting, or if you are curious more about fasting, just go ahead and comment fast for me below. I would be curious to know if anybody here has a fasting practiced. I do what is called intermittent fasting. So that's where you kind of brick up your day and you fast in kind of little chunks here and there. Thanks for the love, Courtney. I appreciate it. I'm doing really well so far. This is like my 6th or 7th 60-hour fasting routine. So I'm kind of a little bit of an expert at it by now, and I'm really just enjoying the benefits of this fast, especially since I was on vacation last week and I kind of made some not so good food choices. So this fast is really going to help me to get back into my game and really help me solidify my ketogenic diet again. So I'm really excited to get back into it. So first things first, let's go over some of the benefits of fasting. So for those of you that fast, what are some of your favorite things about fasting? I would be curious to know. I'll kind of wait a second here to see for the comments to flow through. Thanks so much for sharing, Bethany, and I think I saw Luna shared as well. Thank you so much. I appreciate the love and support. So if you guys have a lot of fun on my page and you learn lots of things about keto and cooking and all of the fun stuff, make sure you go ahead and share this out. I so appreciate those shares, you guys. So I'm just waiting to see. So what are your favorite things about fasting? Does anybody fast at all? Thanks for sharing, Donna. I appreciate you. So some of my favorite things about fasting is that it really helps to curb those sugar cravings. It really helps me to kind of get back on my game. Oh, that's a good one, Sarah. Decreases bloating. So yes, especially if you do an extended fast and you kind of push it into that 24-hour and beyond mark, I really feel like it helps to reset and that bloat is reduced and you just feel like, I don't know, your pants fit better and you just feel like, I don't know, it just feels really good in that stomach area. So that's a super great benefit to fasting for sure. Hi, Miriam. Thanks for popping on. So I've got 10 reasons here why intermittent fasting or just fasting in general is so good. So I'm going to share those with you. I'm just going to buzz through them pretty quickly because I kind of more want to talk about the symptoms of dehydration and my favorite tips and tricks for fasting. So these are the benefits of fasting in case you didn't know what all the hype is about. So first things first, of course, it helps you to improve your fat loss. If you're looking to lose weight, intermittent fasting is one of the best ways to do it. And there's all different windows that you can use for intermittent fasting. The most common one is 16 and 8. So it's 16 hours fasted and 8 hours of your eating window. So typically what that looks like is you would not eat after 8 o'clock at night, and then you would fast all the way through till noon the the next day. So that's what a typical window looks like for intermittent fasting. I know there's like tons of them. So if you have a different window that you use, feel free to go ahead and comment and share that with me. I would so appreciate to learn about what it is that you do. That's what I try to do. I try my very best to do a 16 and an 8 window for my fasting. But sometimes when I do keto kitchens and I'm cooking very late online with you guys, it does kind of mess up my fasting routine. But typically I try not to eat after 8 o'clock, and I fast all the way through till lunch the next day, and I feel awesome. And I find this really works for me. And when my keto macros are on point and I'm eating enough fat, I don't feel hungry, which is one of the amazing benefits. So it also is good for detoxing your body. It reduces inflammation. You'll see that bloat go down. It helps with digestive health and issues. It helps you to lower your blood glucose levels. So if that's something you're trying to balance, you may find that a fasting routine is really, really good for you. It helps you to improve your immunity, so your immune system gets stronger. It reduces blood pressure. It reduces those sugar cravings. It helps promote a healthier brain function, and it's just overall a really great practice for you. So those are some of my top 10 reasons for fasting and why I enjoy it so much. So hopefully you guys have a few things on there that potentially maybe you could benefit from and that you would want to do as well. So I want to talk about the importance of, so these are my tips and tricks for fasting. So I think I've got only like 4 or 5 here. So it's not too many. So I do the 60-hour fast once a month. Usually it's in the beginning of the month, so we're doing it a little bit late this month. But I'm actually going to be talking more about the 60-hour fast tomorrow once it's finishing and we're wrapping up. So if you want to swing back through tomorrow and check out my Transformation Tuesday, I'm going to go really in depth into the 60-hour fast and what it's all about. So if you're interested or curious, you can comment, I don't know, 60 hours below, and I'll try and swing back through and get you a private message and invite you to that video tomorrow. So, so tips and tricks for fasting. First things first, number one, and I know we hear this all the time, so you guys are probably so bored of it, but honestly, the importance of water and getting your hydration in is so, so key and so important. Thanks for the share, Rose. I really appreciate it. So you want to make sure you're getting enough water for your fast. It's just so important for your body. And one thing I learned, especially when you're doing long fasts like this, you know, anything over 24 hours, I find that a lot of times I think that I'm hungry, but I'm actually thirsty. And that's something that we've kind of lost, I feel personally as a society. I feel like we've lost the connection to our bodies for thirst. We're so programmed to eat, and food is so easy to get into our mouths in so many different ways. And I think our bodies have kind of, we're really actually thirsty, but we feel hunger, so then we eat. And that's something that I've really learned on these extended fasts. So I wanted to talk a little bit about the importance of water and the symptoms of dehydration. So does anybody know typically how much water you're supposed to be drinking every day? I would be curious to know. If you watch some of my other videos, you may have seen this, but I talk about it a lot because it's really important. I was one of those people, so for those of you that are brand new to me and you don't know, when I first started my health journey, I was well over 200 pounds, and I'm down to about 153 now, so I've lost about 60 pounds and feeling really awesome. So I can say when I was super overweight like that, I never used water to hydrate. I was using juices, mixed drinks, soda in particular. So I was using those types of things to actually hydrate my body. And it took me a really long time to break the soda addiction. So if you know what that's like, you can go ahead and comment soda below. But soda was my vice. I loved Mountain Dew, and I worked in a busy technical support call center, and I was using the caffeine and the sugar from the Mountain Dews to kind of generate me to get through my day. So I was definitely not hydrating my body properly. And, those types of things, of course, forgetting that you're keto, soda and juice and things like that, they're meant to be like a treat. It's not like actually to give your body sustenance, as silly as that sounds. So, in the beginning, I really struggled to break that sugar addiction from the soda. And you guys are right. A bunch of you said half your body weight in ounces of water. That's the correct answer. So high fives to all of you guys. Let's see who we had here. Carol, Claudia, and Charlotte, you all got it. Good job. So basically when I was brand new, when I first started getting healthy and I was trying to figure out how much water I needed, I just took my total body weight and I divided it by 2 and I figured out how many 20-ounce cups I needed to refill. So, you know, for instance, if you're 160 pounds, that means you need 80 ounces of water every day. So you would need 4 20-ounce cups. So I went out and I bought myself a 20-ounce cup and I just counted every time I refilled it. And I would try and have a cup in the morning, a cup with my lunch, a cup like later on around 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and then I would try and have a cup like after my dinner. So that's a great way to kind of break down water intake for you guys. So I want to talk a little bit about the symptoms of dehydration real quick, because you may be surprised and shocked as to some of the symptoms that you may be experiencing. And you know, when I first started and I went keto, I thought I was a water expert because, you know, I had been counting calories for a few years prior to that, and I had been steadily losing weight, and I felt like I had a really good grasp on food and how important water is. Hey, Juliet. So I thought I was actually doing a good job. And then I actually sat down and I measured the water and I thought about how much I was actually drinking, and I was really only getting close to maybe 30 or 40 ounces of water every day, and nowhere close to the 80, you know, the 70 or 80 ounces of water that I really needed at the time. So these are some symptoms of dehydration. And when I read the list, I was really shocked because I was experiencing a lot of them. So this is some good food for thought, you guys. So first things first, weakness and fatigue is potentially a symptom of dehydration. Hey, Julie, thanks for popping on. Hi, Shell. If you have problems concentrating and focusing, also a symptom of dehydration. Drowsiness, so feeling tired all of the time. If you're impatient or irritable, you know, when you're just feeling like so cranky, it might be time to just go grab yourself a glass of water. I bet you just need a little bit of refreshment. Also, if you suffer from headaches or migraines, brain fog, cloudy thinking, that cloudiness was something that I used to really suffer from. And I find like if I'm starting to feel tired, drowsy, and foggy, I really just need to have some extra water. Also, short-term memory issues, trouble articulating yourself, you know, if you're just feeling tired and slow and run down. Also, lightheadedness. So how many times have you guys felt lightheaded and you automatically think you're hungry? I know that's me. If you can relate, go ahead and give me some high five emojis below, or one of those, you know, the hand emojis. But I know for me, like if I felt lightheaded, I used to always just assume that I was hungry when actually you could actually be thirsty. Thanks so much for sharing, sweet sister. I appreciate it. Also, cold hands and feet could potentially be a symptom of dehydration, as well as anxiety and depression. And so for those of you that know me and you follow my story, you know that I used to really suffer from anxiety and depression. So, and keto has really helped with that. So hopefully you guys, if you guys learned some things about water, go ahead and give me some water emojis below or comment water. But I would really encourage you to kind of reevaluate the amount of water you're drinking every day. Make sure it's matching the goal for your body weight, so half of your body weight in ounces of water. And then think about those symptoms of dehydration, and when you're feeling those types of things, make sure you're drinking a little bit more water. And you'll find that as you start drinking more water, you will actually get your thirst senses back, and it really takes away that, you know, like I said, I used to always think I was hungry, but I was actually thirsty. Thanks for the love, Julie. I appreciate it. It was purple. I kind of missed the purple. It's been fading, you guys. So, ooh, that's a good idea, Jack. A juicer with lots of water. Oh, thanks for sharing, April. I'm glad you're learning a lot. So yeah, so that's my first tip, is if you're trying to push through a big fast, make sure you're getting your water, and just water in general, you guys, it's important. The second thing is, and I kind of already talked about this, my second tip and trick is about making sure you're actually identifying with whether you actually are feeling hungry or whether you're feeling thirsty. And you will start to learn that more as you get more experience with your fast, and as you are more diligent and aware of your water practices. So the third tip and trick I have for getting through a fast, or if you're just pushing through to the very end there, is getting some movement in. So I don't know if you guys saw my Instagram or my Facebook story today, but I went to the gym today because I really wanted to start day one off really strong on my fast. And I haven't been to the gym in a hot minute, you guys. I'm gonna be honest. I was going every day for a while there and I was doing so good, but I've been having so much fun messaging and getting in touch with you all that I kind of like put that on the back burner so I could spend more time online with you all. So I went back to the gym today and I got the Pandora on. So who loves to listen to music while they're working out? If you do, go ahead and comment music below. But I turned the Pandora on and it just so happened that I got like 6 magical songs right in a row. So I was hustling on that treadmill and on the Stairmaster, and I ended up overexerting myself just a little bit. So I'm a little sore right now, you guys, just a teeny tiny bit. But even just going out and getting a little bit of movement, a nice little walk. I love going out and walking the dog. All of those types of things really, really help me when I'm on a fast. So like, you know, towards the end of my day, let's say it's 3, 4, 5 o'clock. If you're feeling hungry, just go ahead and go for a quick walk. And I'm telling you, just get that heart rate up a little bit. And by the end, you will feel amazing. So thanks for all the love. I see all of the, the music comments. And yes, feeling thirsty is a late sign of dehydration. You're so right, Julie. I remember you told me that last time you watched my video. So I usually do an extended fast, like the 60 hours once a month. And then I do intermittent fasting every day though. So I talked about that a little bit earlier in the video, but I'll do a quick recap. Most people do a 16-8 window of fasting. So they'll fast for 16 hours and they'll concentrate all their food in an 8-hour window. So I do my best to stick to this, and I haven't been doing a good job lately because I've been doing some late keto kitchens with you all. But typically you want to not eat after 8 p.m. and then you fast all the way through till noon the next day. And I try to really do that when I'm on my game, and I find that I'm a lot happier and I just feel less bloated and more high energy, and I just feel like my best self when I follow that intermittent fast process. So the fourth thing I have for tips and tricks on how you can push through a fast is to make sure you're getting enough electrolytes. It's so, so important to make sure those electrolytes are not diminishing. And when you're not getting enough of them, you will feel it. You'll feel dizzy. You'll feel a little nauseous. You'll feel tired. So that's kind of an indicator that maybe you're not getting enough electrolytes. So there's a few ways that you can supplement to make sure you're getting enough electrolytes. And I know Julie's really well-versed on the electrolytes. So if you want to share any tips and tricks, sister, feel free. But an easy way to do it is to get yourself a water that's got electrolytes right in it. So I picked this up after I left the gym earlier today. You can see I'm almost done. But on the label here, I know it's backwards for you guys, but it does say that it's pH balanced and it's got added electrolytes into it. So a nice easy way is, normally I don't buy water like ever because I just, you know, I care about the environment. I don't like all the plastic going out there and ending up in the oceans. And yes, I'm one of those people. Like, I so care about the environment. So if you support the oceans and all that, give me some ocean emojis below. But I typically don't buy my water, but when I'm fasting, especially for a 60-hour fast or something extended, I do invest in myself and I get myself some good quality water because it's so important to make sure you're not letting those electrolytes deplenish from your system. So yeah, Julie's got some really good, what do you call those, signs of being in not having enough electrolytes. So muscle cramps, nausea, dizziness, heart palpitations. Yeah, so you want to make sure you're getting all of your electrolytes. So this is a nice, easy way to do it. So when I was brand new and I didn't know what to do, this is what I would do. I would just grab some really nice water and make sure I was drinking it. And you feel it right away, the benefits, by the way. Because I remember my first time ever, as I first started to go keto and I started to get a little bit of symptoms of the keto flu, somebody told me to get some electrolytes, and I went out and I bought a water and I started to feel relief right away. So if you're fasting, you can't have any fats. So MCT oil, a bulletproof coffee, all of those types of things will actually break your fast. So they're great for the keto journey and great for you in general. Like, I recommend it for everybody. Those healthy fats are so good for your brain support and your health, but they will break your fast. So if you're looking to do a strict intermittent fast, you can't have the MCT oil. So another great cheaty hack for making sure you're getting your electrolytes in is to make sure you have some pink Himalayan salt. Pink Himalayan salt is so, so good for you. It's full of natural minerals and electrolytes. So I have, of course, the coarse grinder in my kitchen that I use for all of my foods, but I did pick up this really, really fine grade. I don't know if you guys can see this, hold on, so I don't spill it everywhere. But this is a really fine grade. See how fine that is? It's really, really fine pink Himalayan salt. So I like this one because I can just take a pinch of this, and when I'm using normal water that's not in a bottle, like my own purified water at home, I'll take a pinch of this and I'll sprinkle it right into my water bottle, and it'll make sure that I'm getting, you know, my electrolytes in and that I'm staying nice and well balanced. Yeah, pink salt is so, so good for you. And I am doing the straight 60 hours right now. And if you guys are curious and you want more information about the 60-hour fast, go ahead and comment 60 below. And I am going to go and talk more in depth about that tomorrow. I kind of want to share that for the good part, which is going to be tomorrow when I'm just about to finish up the fast, because I'm usually like crazy energy and super high vibe, and I like to talk about all the details of the fast. So, okay, so those are electrolytes. So make sure you're getting your electrolytes. And the last tip and trick I have for you is when you're ready to break your fast, make sure you're eating something that's good for you. So for those of you that don't know, and I'm sure we have a bunch of experts here and you're all going to giggle at me, but the whole idea, the word breakfast comes from because you're breaking your fast. So like, let's say the typical person usually eats dinner, around 5 or 6 o'clock at night, and then you go to bed and you're technically fasting, you know, from 8 or 9 o'clock at night, whenever you go to bed, 10 o'clock at night, or if you're like me, 1 a.m., you're fasting from that time all the way through until you have your breakfast. So the word breakfast technically means you're breaking your fast. So when you're finally ready to break your fast, make sure you're picking something that is full of nice healthy fats and protein. And you can go light in the beginning, especially if you're doing an extended fast like I am for 60 hours or more. You may not want to go heavy on the fats because it can make you a little bit nauseous. I respond really well to it, so I don't have an issue. My favorite way to break my fast is to have a nice healthy omelet with, you know, I'll usually do spinach and green pepper and mushroom. I will do a bunch of fresh cheddar. I'll do either bacon or sausage, and I'll just eat it very slowly. And I find that that really responds well for me. Also, if I have access to an avocado, I might have a few slices of avocado with a drizzle of olive oil. Now, I know some people can't handle that much fat. I'd be curious to know, how do you guys respond when you're breaking your fast? Can you have a lot of fat like that, or do you need to tone it down? For me, I'm fine. As long as I eat nice and slow and I savor and I enjoy my food, all of those fats really feel great in my body, and I just love the way it makes me feel. So I missed a few comments. Let me just go back real quick. So Brooke, in answer to your question about the Bulletproof coffee, and for those of you that follow me, you know this, it really depends on how strict keto you want to be. I try to be strict keto as much as I can, but I'm not like super crazy about it. So technically, I do have a Bulletproof coffee in the morning, which is technically breaking my fast, but I don't consider it as breaking my fast. I know there are a lot of people who are keto out there who, you know, do an intermittent fast and they still have a Bulletproof coffee. So you just have to kind of decide how strict you want to be on your own journey. I still get great results from my intermittent fast, even though I do have that fat right in the middle of that period. But scientifically, it does break your fast. So absolutely. So water, electrolytes, yeah, you know, and I actually right now I'm taking a few supplements that are helping to support me through the full 60 hours as well. So I would recommend not doing anything over 24 hours without a doctor's supervision. Water fasts should be monitored. So I would recommend starting slow. And I know I've shared this with you guys before, but when I first started keto, I was really overwhelmed by the idea of tracking my macros. I did not know what a macro was. I'm pretty sciencey and geeky, but it just seemed really overwhelming to me. And you know, I was counting calories for many years before that. So when I plugged my first few days into the app, I thought this is going to be easy because I thought I had a good grasp on what food looked like. And then I plugged my first day into the app and I hit 40 grams of carbs like in like 5 minutes. And I'm exaggerating, but I went well over my macro goals. So typically when you're keto, you're looking to be anywhere between 20 to 25 grams of total carbs. So I blew through that in like 5 seconds. I was like, what the heck? So clearly I needed to educate myself. So I kind of started slow. I started figuring out what a carb looked like, and I worked my way up to that. And once that was easy for me, then I started to work up to adding in more healthy fats because I was not getting near enough fats. And when you're keto, it takes fat to burn fat. So remember, if you want to burn fat, you have to make sure you're eating enough fat. So if you're looking for some help to lose some more weight and burn some more fat, you can go ahead and give me some fire emojis below, and I'll circle back around and send you a message to see what I can do to help you get your macros set up and help you reach your weight loss goals. So once I mastered carbs, then I started upping my healthy fats. And what I found was as my fats started increasing, I started to feel fuller longer. And then one day I woke up and I wasn't really hungry, but I ate my breakfast. I had my eggs and my cheese and my bacon, and I felt sick eating it. And I realized that the fats were sustaining me long enough that I really didn't need breakfast anymore. And I kind of stumbled across intermittent fasting very naturally. That was before I even knew what intermittent fasting was. So I encourage you, if you want to start this process, go slow. Don't just jump right into a 24, 48, 60-hour fast. Start by increasing your fats, kind of making some changes in your diet, and then as you are feeling more confident and those fats are sustaining you, you'll find you'll be able to go longer and longer without food. So intermittent fasting for me was very natural and it felt really good. And then only later on did I find out that I was actually doing that and I had no idea what it was. So it was pretty cool. And I would say that's probably, I get hundreds of messages from people looking for help on their ketogenic journey. And I find that most people are not successful because they jump right in and they do too much at once. So they go from having all of this sugar, high carb diets to all of a sudden none of it. And then they want to do an intermittent fast and only eat in an 8-hour period. And they cut down to 20 grams of carbs and then they're trying to eat 100 grams of fat. And all of a sudden they get violently ill and they stop. And it's not because keto is bad for you. It's just because you have to kind of go slow and give yourself and give your body the time to kind of bounce back from that, because it's a whole other way of your body functioning. It's kind of like a car. It's been running on gasoline its whole life, and then one day you wake up and you stick diesel in it. Do you think it's gonna work? You're gonna kill the car. It's gonna die. So you can kind of shock your body if you're not careful. So not to say that all of these things aren't beautiful, wonderful things, but you kind of just have to go a little bit slow. So take it a step at a time, and I promise you will love it. I'm just so in love with this lifestyle and what it's done for me. But I just... I can't say enough great things about it. So I hope you guys learned some new things about fasting tonight, and I'll learn some great tips and tricks about what you can do to up your fasting game and your weight loss game. Hopefully you learned some things about water as well. So thank you all so much for joining me tonight. Don't forget to swing back tomorrow. I'm going to be sharing my story. I always do a Transformation Tuesday every Tuesday, and I'll be talking more about the 60-hour fast. So for those of you that wanted more details about that specifically, I will definitely get it to you at that point. So thanks you all. Have a great night, and I'll be back to chat with you guys again soon. Take care.